So the sumaiL Wind Ranger. This definitely feels like, to me, Fogg, a hero that EG probably sat there, got to the end of the draft. sumaiL, he had a tough game last game. They said to him, what do you want to do? What do you feel that you can pop off? What feels right for you? And he wants the Wind Ranger, and he's got it. The question is, can he pop off against this lineup from Secret?
It's always great versus Ursa, just because you'll get this, your win run naturally is just going to be great versus the hero throughout a majority of the stage of the game. However, it's a hero we don't see picked very often for good reason. She's quite weak. However, if she can get a great start and she can start to snowball, then maybe she can start to take over. Secret has a very scary draft, though. This silencer pick, very strong pick up here. Usually you see it versus the Enigma, where that's where it's like, oh man, it's really hard because you can't itemize. You can never itemize to actually get your black hole off. If the silence does go off, you're going to get canceled. There's also a Bane as well, so these double channels. It makes the team fights and the catching a lot more difficult because you're very reluctant to be using either this Fiend's Grip or Black Hole in a lot of instances. So we were talking about how important the lanes are. We see the scouting immediately. Secret, they put a ward top a minute and 15 seconds ago. They want to get the Ursa versus that Tidehunter. That's the one that they were talking about on the panel. That's definitely the first thing that they want to start to do. So right away, we do see bottom. Zai is the one starting there. Secret has not revealed the fact that they have where their supports are just yet. You see both of them are hiding in the trees at the moment. And they might just make an immediate go on S4 once he shows his face. And
it looks like they're going to try to. The stump from YapzOr does miss as S4 with a nice little back step will be able to get away, and that will keep him alive. Smart moves from S4 will stop him from feeding first blood.
Yep. And now they're at least avoiding the Ursa being against that Tidehunter. So Zai, he'll have a bit of trouble down here versus a Bane and a Sven, so he should see Arteezy get some nice free farm, which EG really does need. We're talking about how important the lanes are. Having your Sven and your Wind Ranger off to a good start, absolutely the most important thing for them.
So will we see, do you imagine, Secret to move a support down bottom, or do they keep the tri-lane pressure on S4?
I think they'll probably move. I think we'll probably see them just rotating, either maybe go to the jungle to try to find the Enigma and slow him down. Right now they're doing like a side pull. We'll likely see them switch in a couple moments here. Depending on which lane, not too sure just yet.
Well, top, a bit of an attempt onto S4. He is stuck here in the trees. Will be able to cut his way through. Now he's got that second level. The anchor smash, hard for Secret really to have the damage early on unless S4 gets caught out already low on HP. That 3-man pressure onto S4. It is going to mean space will be there for the Enigma to pick up some action in the jungle.
Yep. And Zai, like we said, he's not gonna have much fun at all down bottom. Level 1, just running around getting runes and just looking for the Enigma bit here, maybe to just snipe an Eidolon, snipe some experience from like a camp that does end up dying. But Crit is doing the top side of the jungle as top. They're actually looking to make this aggressive move. They really want to kill S4 before they break this tri-lane. The stun again off the mark.
YapzOr. I mean, is this necessarily YapzOr missing them, or is this just S4 with smart movements?
Smart movements, for sure. I mean, the first one, he the stutter step back and forth, was able to dodge it. How are you asking me that? How's he missing it?
I was like, who are you going to flame? Are you going to flame or are you going to praise?
Nah, I mean, those are nice little side steps, and they definitely made him survive. He's now level 3, so you've got the 2 points in the Kraken Shell, which makes your survivability just so much easier. Now we're seeing YapzOr. He's got the boots, so he's running around looking for Crit, trying to sap some of that experience, kill some Eidolons off, break some clarities in particular. Just make his life pretty miserable, and he's also going to block the hard camp as well, so...
Nice for a little, too low to hang around now. The damage really adding up. The mid lane matchup, 13 for 4, 12 for 4. Incredibly close between MidOne and sumaiL.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep tabs on there, even though there's aggression happening on all the sides, as Zai will be the first blood.
That's the setup they required. Arteezy, the one to draw it as well. Gold for the Sven, as Arteezy already having an incredibly easy lane down bottom. 19 and 12, first blood. It's a dream start for him.
The mid pango is always something that is going to be like a MidOne specialty, of course, but we've seen it, people like starting to like it more just because you have such good rune control. You're always able to just swashbuckle to get those so you can have mana to harass as S4.
This time they should have him. I don't think YapzOr, he may not even need to use the stun here as S4 just chased down with the creeps pushing it underneath the tower. Secret will finally get that kill that they've been after for the first 4 minutes of this game.
So I've been trying to look at this mid matchup. You see sumaiL, he moves for the runes before they actually do spawn. This time he gets pretty lucky, of course, with his spawns as he's moving toward top already, but gets himself a haste rune. MidOne will not be having his bottle filled up here. So the harassment from sumaiL will definitely build up here. MidOne might have to bring himself some angles, clarities.
Ooh, and down again on the bottom lane. They kill off Zai. Same time, Secret make the move up top on towards S4. Body blocks will be required, but S4's able to walk his way around. See if they can dive in any further, but the Kraken Shell removing the curse means that S4 will survive. But this bottom lane, it's going so darn well for EG.
Full free farm for RTZ. Not being slowed down whatsoever. And the Wraith King is not getting full free farm up top. It's not the same as this because they have a full tri-lane. They're trying to go for these kills constantly. Nisha is suffering a bit more in those last hits. RTZ having a great start here for their team.
Yeah, not missing anything from that bottom lane, getting these kills, getting the pulls, making most out of the neutrals and the lane creeps.
Yep. We've got bounty runes showing up. Looks like MidOne might want to claim hit one for himself since he didn't get that 4-minute rune.
The wages of fear.
So it'll be 2 for 2 bounties. We see YapzOr, he constantly just runs into the jungle, slow crit down. You know what these Enigmas do. They're going to rush a Dominator. Probably usually around, if you get uncontested as an Enigma, you usually get around that like 5 to 6 minute mark. Since he's been getting chased around a little bit, crit is slowed down here. So that first catapult wave will not have the Dominator finished.
And MidOne going from that bounty rune to joining the forces to try for S4 once again. Swashbuckle's actually going to miss. YapzOr does land the stun, and with the Wraith Fire Blast, they'll have a good shot at this, and they should get this. He's got the stick charges, actually. S4 still alive. Finally, surely they'll find him, and they do. MidOne will get the kill. There's so much focus from Secret being put onto this top lane, but it's leaving the mid lane and the bottom lane in very good places for EG. sumaiL, 32 and 11. He's getting very far ahead with the farm because of those movements away from middle by MidOne. And of course, bottom, the story continues for RTZ. The CS, it just doesn't stop.
sumaiL can set up for solo kills too. He's got the Javelin delivered. He's level 6-2. MidOne is getting focus fired immediately. Has to back away.
sumaiL's going to try and dive for this. There is backup for MidOne as MidOne jumps down to the low ground with the shield crash. YapzOr as well, blocking it off with the spike carapace in case a power shot came through, but sumaiL holds on to it. Will try and run away. YapzOr clips him with the stuns. MidOne in with the swashbuckle. Do they have the damage? They don't. In fact, the focus fire is still going. sumaiL, he's just going to run back in. MidOne will fall. sumaiL gets the kill. As MidOne kind of plays himself there, trying to go back in, but underestimating the duration that sumaiL has that buff upon him. As sumaiL will finally fall against the three of them, but sumaiL will take that, being able to get that kill underneath 3 of the noses of Secret.
Just like a calculated play there coming in from sumaiL. Knows that with that win run, can't get hit. They'd already used their disables. He can go up and focus fire and finish off the last few hits. That Javelin delivered as he was making that play. He was very confident with it. And 2K gold lead, that was the 3 versus 1 that he was able to make, force all those reactions. It does set YapzOr off to have a good start now, though. That big gold injection that he does get for the kill does have 1,000 gold to his name, but EG has to be very happy about that.
Absolutely. I think we're seeing already why they let him get this win range as the last pick. EG, they knew to trust sumaiL in whatever he wanted to play, and so far it's looking pretty hot. Bottom lane, another attempt onto Zai. They've got the sleep set up. Fly continue to lay down the damage as Zai. Has he got any backup or help coming in? He has not, as EG will run him down. Another kill on this bottom lane for RTZ. 52 CS at 7.5 minutes in it, and all these kills rolling in from as well. 3-0-1. One of, if not the best Sven start we've seen this entire major.
This is you couldn't have asked for better right now for EG. Sure, they've died a couple, like 3 times or something, but S4 is level 6 already up top as this Tidehunter. They aggro tri-lane to try to slow him down. Crit now has the Dominator finished up as S4 is going to walk over and pass that, the pooled Ring of Regen that we see every time Enigma's played. Dominator finished up. This is the actual perfect start. Bottom tower is even claimed so early on. RTZ level 6-2, off to a fantastic start. Pretty much Echo Saber finished.
I mean, this is the EG that we expect to see, especially after they get knocked down in the game 1 of a best of 3. This game 2 performance coming in, full power, 3K lead at 8 minutes in. Everybody finding the farm, finding the start. Zai's the one across the map that's slipping behind. A very slow beginning for the Ursa top. They'll try and look to roll in onto Crit for the Malefice, the Ravage. They'll slow down the attempts here on MidOne. He's trying to get this Rolling Thunder off. Can they get the right clicks in to kill him off? They cannot, as he will be able to keep his distance. He's going to try and come back in. He wants to go for Crit. Does know that if he comes close enough, S4 will be sure to finish him off with an Anchor Smash. So MidOne has to stay away and TP out. He cannot go back in for Crit.
That's a rotation from MidOne. He's level 6 only on the Pangolier. He's trying to make space to give YapzOr that mid lane. You see YapzOr's sapping is as an Nyx Assassin, but he doesn't get the kill. Now another swashbuckle off the mark.
It does. It misses. His Crit's fine. They'll turn. Shackle shot sumaiL. Power shot as well. He shoots down MidOne. They can try for more. sumaiL runs down Puppey with the focus fire, as Puppey has no escape surely from this one. He cannot get away. Another kill for sumaiL. Back towards mid. Nisha being chased by Fly. YapzOr is there to help him out. Fly will try and turn, but the stun set up from YapzOr comes out. He will be able to pop the Reincarnate. sumaiL's coming across. Shackle keeping Fly safe, holding YapzOr and Nisha back. Fly Will he be able to keep the distance? He can. They cannot chase him down. Fly gets out of there. As EG, of course, whilst this is all going on, that bottom lane, Sven, Arteezy continuing to farm away, way ahead of anybody else in the game. As that Echo Saber is done and dusted on top of the treads before the 10-minute mark.
And another 600 gold to boot. Literally everything going in EG's favor right now. As they also proc the Wraith King ulti too. So that's 3 minutes that Nisha has to be playing pretty careful. As you can see the aggression that EG can do when they have this early Javelin on sumaiL and this early Echo Saber. These two are very powerful fighters here.
Every coin helps.
Secret have to be very careful, yeah, if they try and go for any of these cores. As EG, with the lead that they have, they'll turn and they'll fight back incredibly hard. This draft, this lineup, working so well and able to utilize this early advantage that they have. These early few items making these heroes incredibly potent.
And you're feeling like Secret could have a bit of damage issues in the next few moments, especially versus such a farmed Sven. Even though he only has the 1 point in the Warcry, he's got 1600 HP and he's got his another Ogre Club coming out, or Ogre Axe coming soon. Definitely going to be hard for them to stick and bring down the target. And Zai, 0-4-0 in this game because of that bottom lane, this Ursa, one of those heroes that you want to have a good start because you can just get that ball roll, you snowball really hard, you set up your Roshans for your team. This one, Zai's just getting his phase boots out.
See towards mid. Looking to maybe set something up here, Crip.
10-minute mark, they've got more catapults coming into, the Dominator takes another one, and they're going for the siege and the wraparound, all 5 heroes.
Yeah, Secret have to be careful how close they get to EG.
Sven, level 9 with almost 2000 HP, that's so scary right now for Secret to try to fight into.
I mean, we saw, Secret, it was very clear that with their lanes, they did want to just prioritize keeping the pressure up top. They let that bottom lane sort of fall to pieces, leaving Zai on his own.
Yep.
Was that the play? That is the question. As so far, it really seems that EG, given that space down on the bottom half of the map, they're making so much happen with it.
Yeah, and I mean, even the Tidehunter, who was aggro tri-lane, like we were mentioning from S4, sure, 0 and 2, but level 8.
Got strength, popped by Arteezy. We'll be a little careful though, as Yapso TP's in. Has to be careful going in with any sort of cleave against the Spike Carapace.
They do not have the damage to kill Arteezy. They need to isolate him with like 4 heroes in order to bring down that Sven right now. But EG all in the area here. They're getting some deep vision down too, and they're playing around where they have just control of the map. They have both of the tier 1s down like at this 12-minute mark. It's very rare you see the mid and that safe lane tower taken out so early. Now Zai getting collapsed on. Got some trees with that quelling. We'll be able to survive for a bit longer and buy themselves time of farm. Now we do have, I believe, Nisha is about 20 seconds from having his reincarnate back up. And Nisha's still farming just fine. Sure, he's like 1600 behind Arteezy, but he's getting close to that relic.
But he really is sort of the only core on Secret that is farming fine.
Yes.
All the others falling behind. As EG getting such a lead on both sumaiL and Arteezy. These two cores are able to do so much. As Secret forced into a position where they have to play safe. They cannot afford to be caught out by the killing potential of sumaiL and Arteezy's Windranger and Sven.
Yeah. They have to try to fight like as 4, but they don't really want to fight into all of EG right now because they're on the back foot, but they want to fight around 4, let Nisha finish up this Radiance, and let him kind of be left alone so he can use his skeletons to push towers right now. So if you look at their draft overall in Secret, they can take Roche with Ursa and Wraith King really easily, but taking buildings can be a lot more difficult. They don't have natural pushers like your Shadow Shaman this time around or anything like that. It's got to just be the Wraith King with those skeletons.
Up top, an attempt looking to be made onto S4.
They have the break from the Vendetta, so we'll be able to prevent that Kraken Shell for a few moments.
Yeah, if they can kill him quick enough amongst it. There we go. The stun's out, as well as the skeletons there we have with the Swashbuckle and Shield Crash. They'll get him.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that Nyx has been just... Of course, Carapace is one of those amazing abilities, but just having that extra break potential just built in naturally into Vendetta allows you to just do great for heroes like Tidehunter. No Kraken Shell for you.
sumaiL, full Maelstrom now done.
Looks like about the same time. I think MidOne's about to have his done too.
Secret, they're going to be quick to make a play after getting that kill onto S4. They smoke up.
Yeah, this is
going into the Roche pit here with the two of them. Zai and Nisha, they can do this very safely.
This is what the panel was talking about that like fast-paced draft. Sure, they're on the back foot because of the way the laning setups happen, but the nature of their heroes, I mean, I've said a lot, but their heroes just do this. They go to that Roche pit with
scanned though.
Ursa.
Are they going to be able to do it quick enough? It's down to half HP. A Hellbear Smasher being sent in. They're aware of this. Can they get in time? Zai trying to finish with the Roche. Arteezy's charging in. The Global is there to stop a stun. But the Bash is holding Zai down. Arteezy will be stunned by Nisha outside of it, as Secret will get the Roche. They will pick the Aegis up on Zai. Zai will fall the once. Can they kill him a second time? MidOne rolling in with the Rolling Thunder onto the two of them. Has to swashbuckle out. They'll have to leave Zai behind, as EG unable to get there in time to take the Roche or the Aegis, but they do make sure that the Aegis is removed immediately from Zai.
Yeah, and EG still has all their ultis up. That was Secret using a global to try to protect that Roche. Fly going in a bit deep here, but the rest of the team is there to back him up.
But as you say, you know, Fly, he can do this, because Secret know that without those big ultimates, even though it sort of seems like just a Bane presenting himself in the front, they cannot afford to try and turn and go on him.
Yeah.
As any time that
Nisha.
the globals aren't there, they've got to be careful. And Nisha, indeed, he has got Reincarnate. They'll kill him the once. Backups in as well. Zai and Yapzor, two-man stun comes out. They'll shortly kill off Fly. Can they get more? Three-man Ravage there from S4. Black Hole from Crit. They make it look so easy. As Secret just walk into the Ravage Black Hole. sumaiL triple kill combo. As there's got to be smiles at the moment on EG's faces. Is that was the easiest team fight they've ever had.
It just walked right into them.
They just walked right into them.
They didn't have to really do anything big there. It just was a simple Ravage into
precious spells.
Yeah, we're going to see it again. It was beautiful.
Just press R, lul. And they did. Here we go, Zai. Yapzor coming in. I mean, they're never going to kill S4 quick enough. He's always going to be able to press that R key unless something's wrong with his keyboard. Crit wanting to join in the fun as well, and sumaiL picking up the glory.
But this is where now Secret, you think about it, right? You're like, okay, Ravage, Black Hole used. Let's try to make some aggressive plays, because they're not really around too much of those timings, but they still want to build time for Nisha. So he's going to be the one farming, but I think we're going to see MidOne in particular go look for someone to fight for and just get themselves some more space on the map. But already, I just see Arteezy picking up a full BKB. This is a level 13 Sven. Max Warcry as well, so that damage mitigation is going to be in for his team to try to protect him. In EG, they don't care. They don't need their ultimate strings right now. They're ready to fight.
I don't think you can't kill Arteezy. This lead that he's had, this item, he's an item ahead of everybody. He is pretty much invincible as top lane. They'll look towards Yapzor. Yapzor's gone. Another kill for EG is now with his 5k lead, 12-5 at 16 minutes in. They are certainly giving us a big turnaround after that game one. Secret just knocking EG about. This time, EG showing they can do exactly the same back the other way.
And they could win this game in just a few next moments' time, right? We look, sure, Nisha's getting close to that Radiance, but Arteezy, because he itemized for this BKB, they're going for Mech as well, Enigma. They could just snowball down and take over this game and end it. Go for that high ground push. Secret, they don't really have great ways to deep push on their lineup either. They have an Arcane Curse and their Pango's Swashbuckle, but besides that, it is tough for them to actually clear the waves once EG's already set up. And we see this. Another tower getting brought down.
And nothing Secret can do really to slow it down. Tier 2's down at 70 minutes in. Puppey getting blocked off by the Eidolons. Artur walks in, stun. Puppey's gone. A Secret, they need something big to swing this one around.
Well, look at this. They're just walked 5-man from tower to tower. Sure, we don't have Black Hole and Ravage, but we're still very strong as a 5-man unit.
They don't need them.
It's going to be back up right after this. Ravage is now ready. Black Hole about 50 more seconds, and there's no way. Like, Secret just can't take fights. Nisha does not have Radiance still. Reincarnate still on cooldown, and this is definitely looking extremely problematic here for Secret as another item comes out for EG. Just fluid control from lane to lane to lane. You see them now directly, went from top to mid, go clear out bottom, flush them out of their jungle, look for that final tier 2 on the outside.
Just textbook progression from EG after every single objective. They're playing so tightly. They're not letting any sort of cracks appear, nothing that Secret can really abuse to get back into the game, because EG are playing with unstoppable force here in game 2.
Yeah, and they're all picking up these early game items, these semi-cheap items, so that they can just look to battle and look to just close out this game in the next few moments. They don't want Secret to just sit back and farm. You know, they probably can. It's just Arteezy. He committed for BKB. He's got the blink too. They can be very aggressive. They don't have to worry about taking any fights on EG. sumaiL's also going for a very early BKB as well on the Wind Ranger. He's gone for an extra Javelin after that Maelstrom just to increase his damage with the Focus Fire, but after that, it looks like it is just going to be the safe route and just looking to close out those games with those early 10-second BKBs.
Definitely the way to do so. With the amount of stuns and silences out from Secret, now he can sort of commit with the Focus Fire Maelstrom and not worry about like a stray Spike Carapace holding him down. He can just lock down on a target, and whoever he finds will die.
They've got the Radiance finished up. Secret, they're trying to look for some type of play here versus EG. Three heroes smoked up as Ice continues to push out that top lane, but there's still, you can feel the weakness right now for Secret. If EG's grouped up, that fight's going to be pretty much impossible for them, as EG immediately does do that.
Secret, and they just need to make sure that they don't walk into the Tide and the Enigma like they did before. That would be a good start in trying to turn this one around.
It's going to be hard not to, though, as the wraparound comes.
He does. He just walks in. S4's going to find Puppey. There's no global available as the silencer is dead. In the midst of it all, Ravage out onto the four of them. That's Nixus as he dead as well. MidOne's rolling around. We'll be able to cut down Crit, but there's four dead on Secret. They'll kill off Nisha once. They'll kill him off twice as he evaporates to the damage output of EG's lineup. 10k lead, 20 minutes in, tier 2 on the bottom lane taken down.
This could be the GG push we were talking about. They still have the BKB on Arteezy. Sure, he used God's Strength.
He's ready to go.
They
High
are
ground.
definitely ready.
No need to stop.
They killed Crit pretty early in the fight, but he's okay with that. They got the perfect setup with that wraparound, and Arteezy just proving to be an absolute beast in this game on the Sven. And Zai
tries to jump in, but the shackle's there for sumaiL. He's shut down. Can they kill him in time? Zai will be able to turn. They'll go to Arteezy, but the BKB's off. He's walks out. They've got the silence out, on to Fly, looking towards his Bane, but S4 tries to go for an anchor smash, holds it back, Spike Carapace will still proc, S4's dead. The rest of EG still on the retreat, MidOne trying his best to chase, has a swashbuckle back up in a couple of seconds, could at least try and find Fly. If he hits it, there he has it, Maelstrom, lucky shot procs are there, and Fly will, will he die?
Oh, he's gonna get the rune.
There's a shield crash, but as you say, he did his job, picks up a bounty rune on the way out, Fly doesn't mind. He'll take that.
Some breathing room, though, for Secret for sure there. But the buyback from Zai catching EG looked a little bit off guard as they were going toward that high ground. They actually just have to BKB on the Sven and get out of the fight immediately. And now they're actually starting to pick up some items.
Yapso. Just by Carapace, the power shot. Look at the curse onto sumaiL. He's very close to the shrine, and they don't want to dive any further. BKB also now on its way out to sumaiL's Wind Ranger. The Secret will push back, try for the tier 1 in the mid, up on the high ground. Arteezy's leading forward, trying to chase down MidOne and Yapso. Stun does hold the two of them back. But they'll get away. Secret will now retreat as EG do regroup around the middle lane.
Still a very strong powerhouse of EG, as we saw how fast they took out Nisha, in particular in that last one. You see Nisha right after the fight, buys a chainmail, just anything to give him a little bit more armor to deal with that straight physical damage that's coming out from Arteezy. But this is still such a weak Wraith King in this game right now versus how much EG has. And EG is not letting up. Like we said, they went for these early BKBs, so they just want to group up and go. Look to solidify that last map control. Look, take out a tier 3, maybe take out those shrines, and then back up and look for a Rosh. If EG's able to get a Rosh versus the side of Secret, Secret's draft is the one that wants to play with Roshan, right? They're the ones with an they're the ones versus this heavy team fight of EG, but EG now, just with so much map control, they should be able to control the map until that does respawn.
As Zai just trying to find any space he can to catch up and farm. Bottom 4 net worth on his Ursa. It's been a very rough start for Zai as his lane was well and truly sacked, and you're seeing the repercussions of it. Top lane, Fiend Script setups there. Arteezy jumps in, and MidOne out of the game. The highest farm at the moment for Secret's lineup. Bottom lane Crit goes for the black hole. Zai did get the ult off, so a lot of that damage reduction is there. Extra TP's coming in to make sure that they can kill the Ursa off. Zai has blinked back up though. Crit's unable to cancel it, and Zai will be able to escape. So at least there, black hole down for nothing.
Clicking on people with TPs right now. He probably was calling for a TP for somebody other than the Tidehunter, because I clicked on sumaiL, his was actually on cooldown, and Arteezy had already used his top, so he was probably calling for a TP, but they just didn't have it available, and Zai with a clutch little quick blink out. So now they don't have to worry about a black hole, at least.
Still a whole lot more that they have to worry for, though.
Absolutely.
With this huge lead that EG still have. Secret, they'll go for the smoke up, trying to fight. With that, they know that the Enigma doesn't have that ult potential. Global Silence being used here. Zai will be saved. At the same time, Secret are trying to make a jump towards S4. S4 juking them for now, though. They get the curse slow, but still, this Tide should be able to walk off. So, as much as the black hole was used for nothing, in turn, the Global, it does save Zai, but it doesn't allow Secret to make any sort of plays.
Yeah, for sure. And there's no way they can really set up for the Tidehunter kill unless it's the Nyx Assassin who gets that initial hit to go for that break. So as soon as anybody else reveals, you know that S4 is safe. EG just, you can see there the way that they're controlling the map. Just keep the mid lane pushed in, keep that top lane pushed in. One, it probably will naturally push out for Secret because one of their heroes will not be able to make their way out there. But EG just keeping control of the game, keeping control of that map. Level 18 on Arteezy, God's Strength available. They're smoked up.
Crit's got the Greaves done on his Enigma too, so if the Global comes early, we'll be able to play out against it. Nisha down bottom. They found him. Very much isolated. Only Puppey in the neighborhood, and there's only so much that a silencer can do to help him out. As nisha killed off the once, they're going to have to leave him to die a second time, as Secret show no interest in being able to come over and help him out, as nisha will be run down. He's trying his best to juke away from this, but they've got vision upon him. The stun's out from Arteezy to smash down the Wraith King as nisha falls. Top lane, Secret looking for sumaiL. Rolling Thunder into the trees. They do get the bounce off into the stun from YapzOr. As sumaiL, he'll get found out alone. A nice kill for MidOne.
Looks like sumaiL went for aggressive play there because his BKB is still on cooldown, so must have gone for some type of aggressive play to look for somebody else there. That's some breathing room for Secret, even though nisha's dead.
EG, they're still trying to poke around at this a bit. S4 is playing around with them as Lai's been picked off. Maybe they can collapse back into the river for S4. There's still just the 3 members of EG. S4 is still charging at Secret's lineup. He's looking towards YapzOr.
They're starting to get, I mean, the gold accumulation for Secret's starting to get there.
Swinging it back round.
It was 10K for EG. Now it's all the way down to that 5K gold mark as they claim all 4 bounty runes there. Getting themselves that big kill on that win range and really paying off. And they're still sticking around toward top for S4, it looks like. They have the Nyx Assassin invisible with that Vendetta.
That's easy. Gonna try for Puppey. So run him down. Gush to slow him off. YapzOr can offer a stun. S4 slides in, but the ults from YapzOr as well. Holding back the tide. Doesn't matter. Arteezy into the trees. Will hunt down the silencer. Claim the kill and put him pretty much to the gold required for the full AC. 100 gold to go. This creep wave will do it. So Assault Cuirass ready and out at 25 minutes in. Arteezy's game continuing to be golden.
Yeah. They still don't want to be giving up any of those type of free kills, especially from sumaiL. This is a hero, it's Wind Ranger. We don't see this hero too much for a reason, like I was mentioning. You can fall off very hard, especially because of like the itemization too. He went for the early BKB too to try to protect himself. Has to be careful on this Wind Ranger. He's versus natural counter. He's versus that Nyx Assassin, who always can be a bit difficult to play versus. That's why he went for that BKB. But now you see Secret, they're starting to accumulate a little bit of room for themselves here, even though EG now, with that Aegis, with that cheese, should have a good window for themselves.
Yeah, for sure. This has got to be the time to go up to the high ground.
Yeah, find a catch.
They are ready to push in. All ults at the ready. Secret, of course, there themselves as well. They do have responses. Global silence available. But this Sven just so huge that Arteezy can present himself up on the high ground. The split push does come out from Secret as they will try and force some sort of a reaction. nisha onto the tier 2 down bottom with the skeleton army. We'll see how the reaction comes out from EG. And the reaction is just to try and push even harder than Secret are able to down bottom. And with the AC, they can certainly do that. Yeah. Fortification comes out. Arteezy just pushes on. The tier 3 tower gets absolutely destroyed by the physical damage of this Sven. They're onto the barracks as well. The global silence coming out early. They're going to try and look to jump towards S4. Kraken Shell will remove the silence. MidOne's in with the Rolling Thunder. Onto Arteezy. They're trying to take this fight. Secret, they will get onto the Sven. Silence is there as well. The hold from Fly, holding the Pango down. They can turn towards MidOne. Follower stuns are there. MidOne's in trouble. MidOne's dead without buyback as EG kill the Pango, take the top set of racks.
They couldn't get to the backlines. In the meantime, though, the skeletons are taking down that bottom tower at the same time.
Zai, he's tried to jump in for this, but the focus fire's out of him. Zai's running away. Gush is there from S4. Zai's dead as well. Dead for 70. No buyback available on this Ursa. EG, Arteezy diving in. Puppey caught out by the stun. Spike Carapace will stop Puppey from going down as they hold Arteezy back by the towers. But EG, they can just look back towards mid. There's still this window where there's only 3 up on Secret. YapzOr burning the mana of Artur. Shackle shot clips onto the Wraith King. They'll move back in onto nisha. S4 on top with the Gush, the anchor smash. nisha dead once. Can they do it a second time? Puppey and YapzOr trying to keep the space there for nisha to stay fine. And they will do so. EG back off, very low on the mana. These constant mana burns from YapzOr adding up on these strength-based cores, but they're pushing in.
nisha knows how squishy he is. He's only got 9 armor. Throw that AC on, he's down so little. Medallion plus a Gush too.
The Ravage walk in onto the 2 of them. They do get the shackle on as well. sumaiL focusing here with the fight. There's no reincarnate available for nisha for 90 seconds. BKB juice. sumaiL gets the kill, takes out the Wraith King. nisha does have buyback. Curse is there onto Fly. MidOne still has the Rolling Thunder, doesn't need it as Fly will get taken down. Buyback comes out from Fly, but Arteezy back in. BKB, Black Hole out as well. 2 more dead on Secret. EG now to take the mid set of racks. It's a 13k lead, 2 racks advantage for EG. Can they do anything with a buyback secret? They'll jump forward onto Artur. The ult's out from Zai. Arteezy pretty low, but not low enough. Nisha plus the blade bell, but dies immediately. The damage too much. GG is called. EG take game 2 and draw this series to a game 3. We said it, Fogged, after game 1. You can expect EG to come back with so much fire, so much aggression and performance, and boy, they did. This game 2, EG back on top.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they got the lanes that they wanted, and from there, everything kind of, it didn't just naturally play out that way, but they got such good lanes. Arteezy was so far ahead
He was
the
so
entire
far
game.
ahead.
There was nothing they could do in response to this, and because of the way they got those lanes set up. So EG, props to them for the way that they moved around the map too. Kyle was very adamant about how they could not make moves around the map.
I was gonna say.
EG absolutely did so in this game.
They did. They really did. The individual performance and as a team and the draft as well. EG just making up for every mistake that was there in game 1. Flawless performances across the board. 12-0-7. I mean, Arteezy, they had that lane set up at the start, and you saw how much he did with that. You cannot let Arteezy have this space because he's not going to miss a CS. His efficiency is off the charts, and as you say, he spends the whole game being 5K ahead of any other core in the match.
Yeah, and when you're a Sven like that, you got your Echo Saber pre-10 minutes with treads. That's, like I was saying, this seemed like the absolute dream game for EG. Secret missed out a couple big things, right? Missing out on those kills on top really seemed super costly for them because they were in a tri-lane that just didn't really accomplish much of anything.
Well, we've got that game 3 coming up that I'm sure a lot of people hope for. Secret versus EG, 1-1 with EG taking game 2. We'll head back to the panel to see if Kyle still has that smile on his face.
Well, we wanted EG to play faster, and play fast they did. They dominated that second game of the series. And you know what? As an analyst panel, it is our job to make sure that we light all the possible scenarios, and we believe in the brains behind the drafts and so forth. But I believe there was one member of our panel that didn't really embrace that theory, and that panel member is Kyle. So Kyle, what do you have to say, let's say, to Bulba?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the fans too. I didn't tell you what my intentions were. That first game, I doubted EG. I know you doubted EG. I had to do something radical. I had to curse Secret as hard as I possibly could so that our boys in blue could give us a game 3. It's the new El Clasico, Sheaves. And I care more about good Dota than fast day, 2-0s. I want to be here till 2 a.m.
Believing it, Sheaver?
No.
You believe in it for a second?
There's no way. I think he tried to find a loophole.
Do any of the EG fans believe this for a second? I mean, I love good Dota. I love game 3s,
right.
and I love Kyle being incredibly freaking wrong. That was great.
I rest my case. Wrong
You know
on
what?
literally everything.
You know what? At the start of the game, at the start of the draft of the second game, you said you wanted to see something new from EG. And then when they gave you something new, they went for the sumaiL Wind Ranger. You didn't appreciate it.
I love this.
You
laughed at Bulba's Wind Ranger pick, Kyle.
I gave it power.
Well,
It's like this. Look, okay.
Let's stop talking about that and talk about this game of Dota, because it was incredibly well executed from
It
Evil Genius.
was, and it was really the sumaiL Wind Ranger that did most of it. He won mid handily and consistently made moves around the map, accelerated the game state. EG were the ones knocking on the front door of Secret Space very early on into the game. It all starts with the laning phase, though. I was so shocked that they actually left Zai on an island against Sven Bane. Like, that is not a matchup a solo Ursa can do anything with, and you're tri-laning into a Tide in his own safe lane. It's a recipe for disaster. There was that one juke stun, and all of a sudden S4 is level 3. He might die here and there, but it doesn't matter. This is when, tri-lanes used to be the thing. For 2-3 years, you ran tri-lanes. There was no concept of dual lanes for a period of time, and they kind of fell apart when people realized you could just happily lose against the tri-lane, but win everywhere else on the map. And that's what EG did. They had a favorable mid matchup. They win that lane. They have a 2v1 lane where their carry is farming in a 2v1 while shutting down the enemy 3, and then they've got a jungling Enigma. Yeah, they were essentially winning 3 of the 4 lanes if you include the jungle into the mix there. And Tide, he's losing his lane. He dies once or twice, but he's getting XP. S4 still has an impact. Yeah. S4 did his job perfectly. Exactly, and you're trialing into this hero that wants to be trialed against, and he's in the safe lane. And I think that the Enigma jungling makes that even worse because you're as you God said, you're winning 3 lanes, and you're not even suffering on Tide. Like, he had more CS. He had double Ursa CS. Like, he was keeping pace with his own Enigma. Like, that's perfectly fine for EG. And I think that they exploited something that perhaps they could have even done in Game 1 had they been able to expect the Meatball, which no one really was. But that Medusa ban was huge. You look at what they replaced it with, a Wraith King. Still that same concept. He's going for a Radiance, tanky frontliner, spread damage. Medusa would have done his job so much better and covered Secret's lack of team fight.
It was a very, very well executed game indeed from Evil Geniuses. Tactical, we saw them being tactical and slow yesterday. This was tactical and fast. I liked it, and I think that this is a good pace to set. You could tell that Secret weren't used to playing that fast pace when someone else was the one setting the tempo.
Yep, for sure. And not only that, they couldn't team fight effectively. I think Arteezy going Echo straight into BKB was good as well. Like, some players always getting Blink Dagger immediately, but as soon as you have BKB, like, it's like we saw yesterday in the Sven game. Was it Nip Sven, right? Where as soon as Ace picked it up, like, they were suddenly crushing fights and able to battle whenever they wanted.
That was going to be the key item in this game, playing against Nyx Pengo. And yeah, EG had complete Roche control. They just took all the objectives on the map. And we got to see sumaiL go off.
Yes.
That 3-man gank on mid where he dies, but he kills MidOne before he goes down. Like, I see him. Okay, he's going to live with a sliver of health. He gets the win run off. I'm like, okay, he's just going to run away and live.
Yep.
No, he runs in, gets the kill, throws away his life, doesn't deny himself to Ancients, but that was one of those confidence plays that just sums up sumaiL that no other mid player I feel like would go for.
Yeah. And it worked out. The MVP, though, 12-0-7, Arteezy Sven. It was solid. That's the best word I can use for it, a solid performance.
He had the dream game, though. I would give it to my boy sumaiL simply because I think that he had a more difficult time achieving the net worth lead that he obtained. Artur was free farming, got a couple extra kills, 20 CS ahead of any other player on the map. Like, it's just not sustainable, I don't think. And in Game 3, I do feel like the lanes from Secret are going to have to be a bit sharper. You cannot give a squad like EG, we've been praising their individual skill, maybe their strategies or whatever, been suffering, but if you give them that edge, they will still play incredible Dota, and they are deserving of their place in this upper bracket final. They
are indeed. So is Team Secret, and obviously we saw them win in Game 1. Let's discuss a little bit, other than the draft, what went wrong for them. We said already in the lanes, it probably wasn't ideal. Was there a way for them to run the lanes in a way that you think would have been a lot better than how it ended up going?
You need the Ursa against Tide.
Yeah.
There's no other way?
I mean, the tricky bit is once the lane matchups are bad, you then spend the next stage of the game running your heroes across the map.
Yeah.
Because if you're the ones changing lanes first, you're normally on the losing end of that lane swap.
It's true. I'm not sure.
And the other big problem is when you do those lane swaps, it works better when you have dual lanes, because then that core Ursa who's running from bottom to top and your carry who's running from top to bottom, it's okay because there's a support there to get the XP. They would have left bottom lane empty. And that's where you don't feel good about lane swapping when you're tri-laning, because who's getting that XP while Ursa walks from bottom to top? No one.
Well, that's where it's also why we don't see tri-lanes very often, right? Because you can just dual lane top, put the Nyx there, have him pull the camp or pull the lane if you have some sort of difficulties for whatever reason in 2-on-2. Silencer, I think, has to be bottom, just to secure whatever hero is there, whether it's Ursa, whether it's Wraith King. Bane Sven is just too powerful to leave just one hero, no matter who it is. You just kind of throw away the matchup. And I liked sumaiL's build, too. Just double human, no boots, no bottle, double null into Javelin. That was actually why he was able to secure the kill on MidOne, who I thought did a great job, like, laning his mid Pango, but has that won a game that we've seen? Because I haven't seen mid Pango have much success at all. I think as a 4, it's fantastic. Off lane even.
Yeah, but I think you had the right idea of starting to rotate on the map, but when I first really realized things weren't going well for Secret, it's like his first rotation was top. They 4-man ganked a Tide, who was already kind of shut down, or at least not free farm. Like, of all the heroes to kill this game, Tide was the one you shouldn't care about killing.
Yeah, and you can even see I think he ended the game with like Vlad's, and I think he was halfway to a pipe. He finished a pipe, something like that.
On the Pango?
No, on the Tide.
Yeah.
It's just a non-factor. You can kill him over and over and over, but his team fight impact will not change because his net worth is lowered. You have to deal with the win condition, which is the Arteezy Sven or the Wind Ranger mid. They tried to kill him once. He ended up turning around. They tried to kill him a second time, and he escaped. And after that, it was just the sumaiL show. Well, really just the EG show. They were unstoppable.
Yeah, it was a highlight reel, especially at the start. But once those all started coming out as well, there was only one little down period where it felt like, you know, they got picked off a couple of times. And I thought at that point, perhaps, you know, if Secret can make it to super, super late game, they'll have a shot. But do you feel like if it did indeed drag on, would they have had a shot? Like, was their lineup even built for that?
Not really. They were looking more for the mid-game time. I mean, it's Secret. They're not normally that late-game team. They didn't have that big late-game carry. Wraith King's not going to be the best late-game hero in this draft. Wind Ranger kites him. Sven outscales him. And then the 2, 3, and 4 on EG, Enigma Tide, I mean, the best late-game team fight in the game. EG, we're going to comfortably win that in the late game as well.
Yep. At some certain point, you're going to get a refresher shard on either one of your huge team fighters, and there's nothing Secret has to deal with that. You have a silencer ult, but it only slows the inevitable onslaught, and you just don't have the damage output. They didn't have the team fight edge. And again, point to, if you look at the first draft in retrospect, okay, and you remove the Meepo, EG's lineup doesn't look too bad. You could even argue maybe they're a slight favorite. But as soon as the Meepo comes out, it's like, oh wow, this is over if Secret just can play this hero. And I think that we might have had something similar happen here, where the Wraith King just doesn't complete the Secret lineup, and the lanes go poorly, and they're just out of it. Like, there's no hope anymore to win the game when your lanes have gone that badly, and you never are confident taking a 5-on-5. I cannot believe they even got the first Roche, but you can say they had to just get out of there and ditch his eye in the pit, even with Aegis respawn. Like, you can't fight.
Can't fight. You know what? Normally, when I say normally, but often, when it's a 3-game series and the first game is a stomp one way and the second game is a stomp the other way, game 3 should be an even match, hopefully.
I'll buy a ticket for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody would.
Let's go.
I don't want to jinx it because, you know, there's a lot of pressure already on this matchup to be a hype one. I think we've already seen amazing Dota being played, but at the same time, I also feel like the biggest matchup that we've seen so far is draft versus draft.
Yeah, for sure. I think lanes too, but just the way these teams set up the game, I really hope we just have one where it's even at 15 to 20 minutes. That's all I want. Make it more of a showcase of these teams' talents. As you said, there's who's even the youngest, not the youngest player, but, you know, who's like the newest to the scene
Nisha.
on one of these squads? Nisha, and he's like a superstar in the making. Everybody else, 5+ years as a Pro Dota 2 player. Maybe sumaiL's at 4.
MidOne.
He's been around though, right?
He's been
about
around.
the same as sumaiL.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was playing on like Fnatic in those early days, before the Team Secret.
There's a lot of veterans that are part of this matchup as well. There's a lot of stories going into this as well. I'm just excited to see what's going to happen next, but we gotta have to wait for the draft for that.
I think for EG, this series matters a lot because keep losing a Secret VP at every major, every tournament you play. Going to TI, this would give you so much confidence having beaten Secret in the best of 3.
And it's been the same story, right? You know, credit to Bulba for this. They've lost at these majors, but they've tried. It's been the same. I remember, I think in CQ, they went Terrorblade first 2 in both games. They got rolled. Today, they go on game 1, they get Meepo'd, but game 2, it's the same opener, but it does go in a different direction. And I think the key for this game 3 is to ensure that sumaiL is activated. He was playing Ember in game 1. That is a staple, but he doesn't. It's so impossible to play against Meepo. He's going to make mistakes.
He gets hard lane counter. I think part of the justification for that 9th pick Wind Ranger is that, you know, who lane counters Wind Ranger?
Exactly.
He knows he's going to get a matchup that's, you know, at worst 50-50, and quite possibly Wind Ranger has a lot of good matchups. He ended up with one that's, you know, 60-40 in his favor, and he wins it and has a great game.
I'd love to see something like a TA for him in this game.
That was something they banned last that game.
Yep.
That would have done a similar thing where you can last pick this TA there. You know, most matchups you can kind of come out on top of his TA.
Question. Evil Geniuses, we've mentioned them before as a championship team. Their goal is to win TI if they keep hitting this roadblock called VP or Secret. You feel like they would be a team to, even though they're guaranteed for TI, even if they swap one player, they're still guaranteed for TI.
Oh, they're not going to make a roster change. That's
You don't think so?
Who would go to EG that hasn't already been on EG?
Well, you can go back to EG. That's what Arteezy did.
Bring back Uni. I don't know. No, I don't think.
I don't think so.
They're consistently dominating turns. There's a possibility. I think some teams who are qualified for TI might make a roster change if they feel there's an upgrade. But I think you're looking more at those teams like around 9, 10, 11 in the DPC.
Yeah.
Not the EG, who's
I
what,
agree.
top 3 or 4 right
Like
now.
J-Storm, who just made a roster change. As I think they were 11th, now they're 12th.
Yep.
But it just doesn't make sense. You look at the stat, right? Upper bracket teams and also the top 8 teams, because they're one and the same in this event. One roster change between them since TI. That's Ana coming back to OG. Everybody else has constantly had a rotating shuffle for the most part, and it's a big part of why these teams are successful, because you do grow over time. And even EG, like, I think this might be the first time they're in the game 3 of an upper bracket against VP or Secret. Maybe VP took into game 3. Wait, are you sure about that?
Well, when they met Secret previously at the CQ Major, it was in the lower bracket. Obviously, at the Stockholm Major, they didn't even make it that far, so we can count that out. And the KL Major, not entirely sure.
The one
but they did get knocked out by VP.
Yeah, the one at VP in Sweden, I want to say, was a 2-1.
Real quick, EG won the toss. Well, it doesn't matter who won the toss, because Radiant has been Team Secret selection in all 3 games. EG wants first pick. And we're going to have the Enigma banned out by Secret. Doom's still in the pool. Now EG have to decide, do we ban AA? Was that the Doom counter? Can we not pick this hero first if it's in the pool? And this is why the third game is so cool, because there's a bit of a meta that's developed. Both teams have gotten an advantage through something the other team didn't recognize perhaps was possible, right?
And that meta is we'd rather verse your Abaddon than your Enigma, because they target that Enigma.
I don't blame them, because as we pointed out, that crit Enigma basically got so much freedom, so much farm, that Secret couldn't really rival at all.
And this OD ban, I think they intentionally leaving both ABBA and Doom in the pool, expecting to get one. Secret was the team that brought ABBA into the meta, really.
If you're Secret, do you just first 2 your staple and go for a morph right off the bat? Because EG's been banning that second phase every game, and it's one of Nisha's. It is his best hero. It is his signature. Maybe Medusa, but currently it's all about the morph.
You can, I think it's possible, just because, and you have that lane flexibility. But no, ABBA Monkey.
Okay.
MidOne Monkey. That's another hero that if you want to get it, you need to get in that first stage typically.
And that is the ban Secret was utilizing in the previous games. They went Drow, ABBA, Doom, game 2. This game, they leave both ABBA and Doom.
Yeah, because they've been playing with second pick, so it's like we want the ABBA, but we know they're going to first pick it unless there's something more enticing.
Yep. Monkey, one of the best laning mid heroes as well, and I think MidOne's definitely the best in the world at this champion. And in addition, a bad... What?
Champion?
Hero.
First,
I said hero like 4 times. I wanted to use a synonym.
First, you do what you pulled last game, and now you're pulling a champion on us?
You got to step it up here. We're in the upper bracket finals.
Seriously, it's top 3. These teams deserve to be in the top 3 of a major. I don't know if you do, Kyle.
I'm trying my best, guys.
Man.
Jeez. Don't kick me off this team. Abaddon covers you against Batrider. That's the thing.
Okay.
And that's one of the hard counters to Monkey. It's very annoying to play against both in the lane throughout the game.
Do you consider that a counter? You got to be so close to get that shield off.
It's just a cleanse. There's only like 3 or 4 methods of doing it. And Earth Spirit's quite nice in the same regard, because you can play in the trees, stun Monkey King out of his branch. Also a ton of kill potential, and this is what I was kind of hoping for as well. Crit had a good Enigma, but it wasn't him who was responsible for winning that game. He did his job, but that was a product of the draft and Arteezy and sumaiL going off. The Earth Spirit, though, now we can play some dose.
Would you say it's one of like the heroes that can actually punish ABBA in the lanes? Like you get level, like ABBA can't just always rely on denies when there's a potential, Earth Spirit roll or silence on him. Because that's really where this ABBA 5 position with missed calls look incredibly just borderline OP.
As a concept, it makes sense, because Abaddon is a siege laner. You just sit in the lane, and you slowly whittle down the enemy, heal your ally, and over time you out-harass. You win those trades. Earth Spirit is a killer. You don't lane effectively, but You can make plays around the map. You're excellent at pulling creep waves to sort of deny this strength of Abaddon in his own safe lane. And you play around this slow hero. You force TP, and immediately you'll be at the other end of the map faster than this Abaddon can match you because of the roll speed.
At the end of the day, for Secret, they're not going to feel terrible about it because they're picking it as a 5. They're not picking it to rotate and make plays. That's going to be more what they get out of Yapzor. So we'll see what these next few bans are.
Yeah, they get rid of the morph again. Grimstroke from Secret.
Okay.
Too spooky with a Doom.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we've seen Fly play the Grimstroke, but...
Well, it's also because EG had opened with Fly's hero in both games so far. This time they go with crits. So Secret banning out the 5 position.
It's more that, they're choosing that over his Bane or something that he plays more frequently just because it does fit their draft better.
And Bane is also not as scary when you've got this cleanse from your Abaddon.
Yep, and you're also... The Bane last game is great because you have Enigma, so you want that, less greedy hero, something that gives you a disable. You've kind of got that from the Earth Spirit. This is not a greedy 4, so you can get a slightly greedier 5 position.
Wouldn't the Fly hero just be Oracle again, though? Or why would Oracle not be a threat in this one?
It's a possibility. I mean, Oracle's just a great 5 right now, so it doesn't stand out like as amazing right now for countering any specific thing Secret have, but it is still good.
And I really like this decision as well. They banned the Medusa 1 phase earlier. Something you got to be careful about in Game 3s is when teams take a hero you've been banning and they pick at the phase before. That's why I was like, I was super suspicious of a more first 2 from Secret, and then it would be a Medusa in the second 2. And EG denied both of those ideas. Secret, with Medusa gone, now ban the Sven. They don't want to lose to the same thing. And it's one of the better heroes against the Monkey King. You have pace to get out of the ultimate, a ton of plus armor and damage reduction if you try to attack him.
Or you just kind of out-damage him. Like you can actually fight him despite him getting Jingu because you do so much right-click damage.
Yep.
But
10 seconds remaining.
Secret look for now. Yapzor, his Tusk still in the pool. We saw in game 1. Not sold on that. And we're going to see his 4-position line.
I like this.
Big fan of this hero. Likes to rush that Ag Scepter. Play very greedy on it.
Underpicked, and the new changes to the ultimate mean you scale quite well. You have a GPM damage talent, rather, and you also have 2 methods of lockdown, which is key for a hero like Monkey King. It's one of the best heroes. Whenever you're playing hero, Monkey and Ursa specifically, these heroes that need that burst few attacks to find a kill, Lion provides all the lockdown needed for you to 100 to 0 whatever target it is you end up jumping for.
And you're getting none from your other support, so...
Yeah, it's a good
Makes
point.
a lot of sense.
It's a great combination, and it's what I think Vici first really popularized this last major. You have one support that is hard catch, one support that has a cleanse and is built to play the back line and save your allies.
I guess typically most teams are picking Shaman there. Why Lion over Shaman, would you say? And the main difference is single target burst from Finger as opposed to, tower push of wards.
It's a good question. I would imagine just maybe more burst, faster pace. They don't think... It's more of a killer, I think, than a Rasta, who wants to play more separate around the map. Lion is more looking to roam at all times. And I like the Shadow Demon. So this is cool. Does it purge through BKB to remove Jingu Mastery stacks? Tsunami shaking his head yes. So I'm going to go with yes.
That is nodding, by the way. Shaking would be the other way, but nodding is yes.
Sheaves, I know.
Shaking.
You're killing me.
You can shake any direction.
You can't shake yes. You nod yes.
All right.
Yeah, you're right.
Huge. Whatever. So
you can purge off the aphotic shield too.
Yes.
Yes, and it's really, really cool because it makes Monkey King have to think about when he's using his stun earlier than he would like. Because if you get the Jingu procs and you get it purged off and you throw out the staff, it's all of a sudden just a useless stun instead of this crazy AoE damage nuke.
Okay.
Perfect. Yep, that was. Lesh is excellent against Doom and Lifestealer, or Doom and the support combo. You also have a follow-up stun for a defensive disruption. Lifestealer just eats you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So far, I think we are preferring EG's draft over Secret's draft. From the sound of it.
They're both
yes
good.
And no.
They're both good.
Secret, this Abaddon 5 position in lanes has been uncounted most games.
Yes.
OG 2-0'd VP with it. This is one of those heroes that I don't think Abad's been totally figured out the same way some of these other popular Dooms and even Drow we've seen figured out by some teams. So the fact they have Abba as a 5, Monkey King who's going to have a great lane. He can lane well against Doom or Lifestealer. Secret have some scary stuff on their side too. This is new from EG, Kyle. That was always and that's what we both kept saying.
Yep.
We need different. You can't just go for your let's pick Artesia hard carry and try to go late game against Secret.
It just the thing that always drove me nuts about the way they were drafting was that they have such deep hero pools for their core positions. And this is what I like to see, where you open with, the S4 Doom, the Critter, the Spirit. All right, we've seen this all before. But grab a support from Fly's B tier. He doesn't play it very often, but this was a staple when he was winning those majors back in OG with the Naga, the Alchemist strategies, a ton of illusion spam. And the Artesia Lifestealer, he was one of the first players to spam the hero in pro matches. Abaddon, I looked at the 5, and really, you look at the concepts too. You have a saving 5 position on both sides and a hunter-killer 4 position for both teams. It just makes sense the way the game is played nowadays. Neither team high on reserve time either. Again, Secret last ban the Storm.
That's sumaiL Storm.
Yep.
Gotta respect. And they are going to look for likely a secondary scaling here. You can't go, 2 Space Creator mode with sumaiL's hero when you've got a Lifestealer.
Do you need something that counts as a vessel for Lifestealer? Like, is that something that we're looking for?
It'd be nice, but it's not essential.
Okay.
Like, you're not going to tunnel your draft on only picking those heroes.
What do you think about Alina? I just a killer. I think a standard sumaiL hero that you can roam for.
Lina is one of those squishy heroes that can backfire so easily.
Ember again?
Yeah, it's the Meepo ban.
Meepo
I mean, Meepo's so good against these 4 heroes.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you were planning on picking, I think that Meepo ban is justified.
So what made previous game a great Wind Ranger game and this game not?
It's still an okay Wind Ranger game. It's you're picking your mid into a blind matchup. So you pick this hero that doesn't get hard countered by anything. You know you're gonna have a good lane. You're a secondary damage dealer to go with the Lifestealer.
You could TA. You have a lot of options really. It's all about what does sumaiL want to play, and I think Wind Ranger, TA, DK, Ember, all are possibilities. But you got to keep in mind there could be a Lesh, it could be a Monkey King mid, or it could be a whatever Secret last pick mid.
Yep.
So you need to cover your matchups. Viper, perhaps, but I don't think that EG should ever be picking Viper for sumaiL in a game 3.
You've already got the Demonic Purge to deal with, like the Jingu. I don't think
Yeah.
you need to get the break for it as well.
I agree. Delivery for Lifestealer would be nice, maybe a Puck, but might be too low damage. You need that secondary core, to your point, something else to bring damage, especially if Artur goes for the Midas Radiance build. I expect I think it'll be the old school Matumba Man, though, this game. Like Armlet, Desto, Echo in some order. Radiance might be too slow. They do it again. Wow.
They do it again.
You're at your service.
That is a lot of burst damage from sumaiL plus these 2 supports. You have kill set up from far distances. You can power shot from 3,000 units on a disruption.
Isn't Leshrac always pretty good against Wind Ranger, though? Because, Wind Run counts as an escape, but you can't really escape that.
It goes both ways. Lesh has the burst damage to deal with Wind Ranger, but Wind Ranger can out-harass in the early laning phase and then has a better attack animation and more base damage, if that's the matchup.
And landing Split Earth against Windrun is just damn near impossible.
Yes.
Like, without a Yules to set yourself up,
Yeah.
but we're not seeing much Yules on Leshrac these days, I
No.
feel. At least not as much.
And the only setup they have, I guess, is the Lion.
Yeah, Lion
gotta
can
be
definitely
greedy.
roam. Yeah, but it's Yapzor.
Yeah.
So they're thinking about who they want to send mid against sumaiL, whether it's their last pick of the draft or they're going to send someone else in.
Huh.
EA comes out.
Choose your hero.
Interesting. So,
Probably mid Monkey would be my guess for mid one. Like, it's not... It's one of those heroes that just can go mid and deal with a Wind Ranger or most
Can it,
range
though?
mids okay.
I think Wind Ranger might crush a Monkey King. Low armor, and there's a ton of kill potential from the EG support duo. And PA scares me because Wind Ranger is a natural MKB buyer.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Whereas
Whereas PA does not want to build MKB against the Wind Ranger.
Are you sure?
Oh, you can. You
want
might need
to.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's not like a natural item progression for the hero, though.
Dude, oh my god. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I actually think EG is going to win,
Jinx.
which is possibly the worst thing I
So
can
based
say.
on game, I mean, if we're going by your game 2, then you were hoping to, help EG out, and here you are cursing them.
I just wanted a game 3. Now I'm just trying to
Be right
provide
for the first time in your
good
life.
analysis.
I think we're going to need to get a gag
Look,
for Kyle. at some
either
point
way,
over.
either way, it'll be an excellent game of Dota 2, and I hope it's a game 3 deserving of the crowd we got in the arena, because this will be fun.
Any final words, Gods, for this series?
EG,
For
Secret,
Game 3?
game 3 between these teams. Sit back, enjoy. It's going to be amazing.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So sit back, relax. Let's get a kicker of a Dota 2 game in with OD, Pixel, and Fog.
Secret versus Evil Geniuses. Game 3 ready to go. EG ending their draft once again with the sumaiL Wind Ranger. The question, Fogged, is were Secret prepared for this? Do Secret have the answer?
They've got a lot of burst. The Zai Less Strike coming in. They've also secured late game with this nisha last pick PA. We'll see.
We will see indeed. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the game started.